Ricky Smith's world record-setting performances at the most recent pro-modified event have caused the National Hot Rod Association itself to levy a 50-pound weight against the nitrous oxide-injected pro-modifieds, one of which Ricky Smith drives, and he's not happy.
They're lazy ass people working on them blowers and turbo cars, and I ain't taking it back.
Within the NHRA is a class of car that defies convention. Door slammers with nitrous, turbos, blowers. These are the Mavericks. This is Pro Mod. Welcome everybody to the 45th annual Toyota NHRA Summer Nationals at Old Bridge Township Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey with Pro Modified Eliminator sponsored by Power Rocks. Kevin Fiskus in his turbocharged Mustang near lane led qualifying with his incredible explosive run alongside Steve Matusik.
Man, we went through the traps that first run and the backfire blew. I mean, all I could see is stuff coming through the hood, throttle body hanging there, throttle cable, and I didn't know what we ran, but I knew we had some work to do. But number one qualifier, you need one lucky round. I told my guys, this is our lucky round here. We're going to get this one and go on. So then I look up, and I see Matusik, no chutes out, sliding sideways in front of me into the sand. It's a wild path.
Well, that was qualifying, which means elimination should be even wilder. As we get underway, this is Canadian Eric Latino and his supercharged Chevy Camaro against a very similar combination of methanol-burning, supercharged Hemi-powered Chevy Camaro of the man who you just saw in the sand, Steve Matusik.
I'm getting humble. The car's been humbling me lately, so I hope I leave first.
Back from that wild trip off the end of the racetrack, and Latino, by the way, has a new power plant under the hood for this race.
This was actually the A motor we took out to do a little quick freshen up on it, and we had the B motor in. So actually this one should go in 85 if the conditions stay the same.
Referring to the fact that the top 4 qualifiers in 3 different types of machines all ran 5.85 seconds. This is the first match of the first round. Latino, the Canadian near lane against Kansan Matusik, and both drivers have tire shake problems. Latino gets back on the gas, and it may be unrepresentative of performance of the Pro Modifieds, but boy, it was a wild race.
So 5.900.
Have a look. The throttle cable came off the bracket because we didn't tire wrap it on. The safety here was I lost throttle.
Oh, man.
We always clip it in there, pull it back, it pulled off. So good thing he didn't get down because everything's fine.
Yeah, he was sideways.
He just pulled off because we've been thrashed. It took us an hour and a half to change this engine and put the heads on, and that's good.
Brian Lones gets the story on the top end. That was a lucky break. Now, one of the toughest matchups you can imagine appears in the first round. That's Vaughn Smith and the Qatar-based Al-Anabi Racing Team Chevy Camaro alongside the big yellow beast of Troy Coughlin, the Jegs.com twin turbocharged Chevy Corvette. Both of these competitors are 2 of the toughest natural drivers in this category. Turbocharged Corvette, supercharged Camaro, they leave the line. And tire shake is causing both drivers to get in and out of the throttle, and wow, Vaughn Smith completely sideways at the finish line saves his own life on that run.
Once I was going to the center line, I shut off the throttle, got the car squared, and stabbed it again, and it was having nothing to do with that. And it was to the wall, back to the center lane. I mean, it was all over the place. So throw the chutes out, take your hands off the wheel, and say, Jesus, take the wheel, and go on.
Wow. Next up, the BAC Enterprises 1968 Pontiac Firebird of Albuquerque, New Mexican, Clint Satterfield. He'll take on this man, Danny Rowe, the other half of the 2-car Agave Underground Tequila team, and crew chief Jimmy Rector standing out in front of the car. Satterfield's twin turbocharged machine has not had that much luck this year, but right now it looks like tire shake may be playing a factor in all these first-round matchups. A perfect reaction time for Danny Rowe, but he has to get out of the throttle, and Satterfield will drive around for the win. After such an incredible launch, one has to figure tire shake again played a role here. Let's get on board with Danny Rowe. Yep, the vibrations are evident there before he finally gets out of the throttle.
I was going out there running mid-80, being conservative in 300-foot air, and it was on a 70 pass, and it got out of the groove, and he's either wadded up or let off, and I mean, he let off.
It was a little slick in the middle after we showed it into second gear. It really sashayed hard, but we're pro mod drivers. We keep our feet in them, baby.
Some brand new front end body panels adorn the 2014 Chevy Camaro of Chicagoan Dan Stevenson, who hit the wall at the most recent NHRA Pro Mod event in Atlanta. And his nitrous oxide injected beast from Jerry Haas Race Cars will take on the long, low, and sleek twin turbocharged Mustang of the #1 qualifier. Kevin Fiskus and his partner Josh Klugger out of Florida ran 5.85 seconds at a whopping 251 miles per hour to lead this 16-car field. Wow, both cars just fall on their faces off the starting line. Fiskus is going to turn this into a win, but both cars are basically a half second slower than they should have been.
We were on 7 there. We had #1 injectors unplugged.
You're kidding me? So the #1 injector unplugged on the motor. You still managed to go 633, 230 and change.
We had a dead hole. We knew it was hurt. We unplugged both injectors on that hole and figured let her eat and see what happens.
Well, this is already shaping up to be one weird race. The quickest winner in the first half of the first round is 6.29 seconds. Stay with us. This one's going to be interesting. Welcome back to the NHRA Pro Mod Series presented by Power Rocks here at Englishtown, New Jersey. Brought to you by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. By Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener. By Precision Turbo and Engine, the winning edge in boosted performance. And by Aeromotive, serious fuel systems. So far, Tire Shake has affected every single pair of cars in the first round of eliminations, but Pete Farber, with his 1969 Dodge Daytona in the far lane, clocked off 585 at 250 miles per hour career best numbers during qualifying.
Had battled some fuel pump issues yesterday, and I had a fuel pump next day aired in, and I put it in the car, and she ran good. It was a little leaner than it was supposed to be. That's probably where that 250 miles came from, but I guess it taught me something by accident.
He has drawn a tough one, though. Kenny Lang out of Manitoba in the Summit Racing Equipment Chevy Camaro. Lang is a past Pro Modified champion both in Canada and the United States. And both drivers have straight, true, and clean runs. What a drag race. Pete Farber at 585 ties his qualifying effort and shows you can get down this racetrack without shaking your brains out.
We've been waiting for this one. Boy, the car is running good. Did it go 250 again?
It went 250 almost on the nose, another run in the 580s again.
That's awesome. We've been looking for that 250 mile mark since Ricky was chewing his mouth about that runs last weekend. So I think we got something for these boys.
A valid point by Pete Farber. All 3 types of NHRA Pro Mods, turbocharged, supercharged, and nitrous oxide injected, have now gone 250 miles per hour this year. Here's the Janssen Racing Engines Team Camaro from Buffalo, New York, of many-time race winner Mike Janis, and alongside him, Bob Ram out of Michigan with his nitrous oxide injected Chevy Camaro using a Rear & Morrison Chevrolet power plant and one of Brandon Switzer's nitrous oxide systems. A red light start for Mike Janis, and now he's all over the racetrack. Bob Ram drifts over the outer boundary line, and under NHRA rules, that means the man with the red light wins the drag race.
This is a weird one. So you were both, you left early, turned on the red light. Bob Ram headed down the racetrack, and Englishtown is a wide track. They paved this thing wide so they could have swap meets here. Therefore, there is an out-of-bounds line on the other side of the lane. He touched it. You're in the program still.
Well, let me tell you, I almost touched the wall, too. I wasn't sure if I seen the red light come on, and I says, okay, I can't take the chance and by lifting, you know, and I overdrove it, you know, because of that, and I'm lucky that I didn't put it into the wall, too.
Well,
we got more air than we have racetrack right at the moment. The air is just phenomenal.
A rare occurrence of the first or worse rule being invoked at an NHRA national event. The JB's Power Center Camaro will take on this young man, 21-year-old Stephen Whiteley, in the J&A service-powered supercharged Chevy Camaro. But alongside him, gentleman who will turn 70 years old this racing season, Jim Bell, out of Canada, who's been racing for almost a half a century. And tire shake galore for the youngster in the far lane. Jim Bell will advance and becomes the first man of the round to actually improve on his qualifying time.
I was just so excited about the fact that I could be in the big show on Sunday, and I'm telling you, it was very important to me. So, but it's very important to a lot of people. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, but I'm real glad I'm going to be there.
The supercharged Ford Mustang of Indiana's Jason Hamstra, himself a world champion in other series, heats the tires alongside the man who shook up the world at the most recent event in Atlanta with a 5.77 second run, the one and only Tricky Ricky Smith, with 50 pounds added to the nitrous-injected combination by the NHRA for this race.
50 pounds didn't slow you down much.
Good 300s, Ted. All it done is took everything we worked for all winter, and I keep harping on that, Ted, but that's a major deal.
Now bear in mind, Ricky Smith was one of the top 4 qualifiers, all of whom ran 5.85 seconds, so adding 50 pounds to the nitrous combination appears to have made for great parity in this class. They leave the line. No tire shake on either side of the racetrack. Ricky Smith is behind, and Jason Hamstra pulls off the upset of the drag race on a hole shot. Unbelievable.
Good race, Ricky.
Stay away from me.
Huh? What'd I do?
You heard me. Just stay away from me.
What'd I do, man?
Same thing the rest of you damn guys do.
I didn't do nothing.
Chicken. No, you didn't do nothing. Just like the rest of them, laying around and won't damn wait took off somebody that works all winter. You know what you done, you do too. Just stay away from me, okay? Stay away from me.
I'm staying away. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll stay away.
Wake up!
Hey, you get to save a stamp on the Christmas card list this year.
Yeah, I guess so, apparently.
Brian Lonas pulls the line of the event there. But keep one thing in mind, Ricky Smith doesn't realize yet, I don't think, that he lost on a hole shot. This is going to get fun. Stay with us.
Glad they brought him back. Love Pro Mod. Rest, yes, from Merlin, yeah. Go Pro Mod.
At over 200 miles an hour, they'll spin the tires easy.
Do you have a favorite driver, favorite guy you follow?
I love them all.
How about you?
That's super burnt right there.
What's going on here in the tent with Farber and everything?
Well, it's a really exciting day for us. We're doing a company CRC day at the races, and we sponsor Pete Farber and his Pro Mod team with our CRC Brake Clean car. We have over 125 guests here from our company, and we're enjoying a day at the races at Englishtown.
Well, welcome to drag racing.
Thank you. It's very exciting for us.
What's with the frog there on the blower guard?
Just a good luck charm. That frog's been on there through several explosions. It's been on fire itself, but he's just hanging in, and he's the world's fastest street frog.
It's important to remember that Pete Farber's 69 Dodge Daytona qualified number 2 and is the quickest of all the supercharged cars on the property, which puts Mike Janis in the unusual position of being the underdog. Janis can win any drag race, but Farber is starting to find out what it takes to be competitive. He's right there. Whoa, the Daytona gets completely sideways. There is no stopping Mike Janis. A brilliant run, his best of eliminations.
I can't thank my kid enough for the tune-up. I would have disagreed with him, but he went for it.
Oh, you trust it, huh?
Well, I trust him now.
There's a tremendous vote of confidence for the son coming from Dad. Clint Satterfield in the BAC Enterprises 69 Pontiac Firebird out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Satterfield is definitely a hardcore drag racer when it comes to putting everything he has into his operation of multiple race cars. But there you see the one and only Dr. Howard Moon, partner in racing with driver Vaughn Smith now for a quarter century in the Alanabi Racing Team's supercharged Chevy Camaro. Vaughn Smith is on a good run. Satterfield drifts to the outside and gets completely sideways. He makes a little bit of guard wall contact, but I think there might have been an engine problem there with Vaughn Smith in the other lane. There's a shot of the damage on the Canadian Firebird. Looking at the replay, Satterfield was completely out of the lane and somehow managed to keep this from being an even bigger disaster.
When it went to the right, I thought I almost caught it. I got it off the wall twice, and then it just barely skimmed the wall, and it's fixable.
And as you can see, there apparently was some damage to the engine on Vaughn Smith's Alanabi Dr. Moon's Rage Camaro, as the safety crew had to use a little extinguishing agent on the engine. The tire heating burnouts from the next pair will include our #1 qualifier in that blue and black Mustang from Florida, Kevin Fiskus, alongside the EFL-sponsored Chevy Camaro of Canadian Eric Latino.
We were up late last night. We put a piston in it, did a valve job on those two valves, and she's ready to rip.
Car has been ripping. It's already gone 585 at 251 miles per hour with big stuff electronic fuel injection with those twin turbochargers. Eric Latino, on the other hand, is a brand new sponsor on the side of his green Camaro for this season. The ultra-low emissions Global Emission Systems Incorporated Camaro has been in the 5-second zone already. Both drivers on and off the throttle. But Latino is going to pull away and win this one, advancing to the semifinals, and both may have hurt the engines.
This is the furthest I've gone in the NHRA series. So we're round 2, we're going to round 3. We're pretty excited. The crew worked real hard. We did an engine swap yesterday. And
throttle cable bracket stayed on. Life is good,
yes,
man.
Sir.
Hoosier driver Jason Hamster heats the tires on his methanol-burning supercharged Mustang alongside the Canadian veteran Jim Bell and his twin-turbocharged Chevy Camaro, originally from New Brunswick, now living in Edmonton, Alberta.
There's more in the tank, I can assure you. The 92 was only 230 miles an hour. It was an early shut-off run. So I can tell you that, but I mean, anybody can figure, the guys can figure that out.
Jason Hamster, on the other hand, a relative youngster. Although he has been competitive in a variety of drag racing vehicles since his 16th birthday. And again, both drivers on and off the throttle, and Hamster's car is going to literally limp to the finish line. It has been an unusual day at Englishtown.
We'll come back for next round and probably step it up a little bit and hopefully make another good run. We're just fortunate to get by that. That was, you know, not very many people are getting down though. So.
And hey, just as a heads up, not every round you win, there's not gonna be somebody down here screaming at you.
Not. I guess as long as I don't have to race Ricky, I'll probably be all right.
Well, all 4 winners advancing to the next round are driving supercharged methanol-burning cars, but the winning ETs stretch from 588 to 699. When we come back, it'll be semifinal time here at Englishtown. Stay with us. Welcome back to Englishtown, New Jersey, and the NHRA Pro Modified Drag Racing Series, presented by Power Rock's Battery Charger and by Bruce High Performance Transporters, leading the industry since 1981. By B&M Racing and Performance, quality performance products that work. By Agave Underground, 100% agave tequila. And by CRC Industries, chemical solutions to keep you moving. The turbocharged cars and the nitrous oxide injected machines have fallen by the wayside, and our final 4 is comprised solely of supercharged methanol burning cars, including Dr. Moon's Rage, which had a little engine work done.
Well, we just burned up number 4 cylinder. I mean, it's been picking on one every once in a while, and we're not exactly sure what the problem is, but Howard and the rest of these guys have been down this road many times. It's no big deal. We'll fix it. These things, you just put a new sleeve in it. Pop sleeve out, pop sleeve in. It's kind of like a fuel thing, and we're pretty good at it. We can do it like a fuel team.
Eric Latino will be looking for a final round berth in the Quality Plus Compressors Camaro. Bear in mind, the Al Anabi Team Chevy Camaro is owned and operated by Sheikh Khalid Al Thani of the country of Qatar. Howard Moon, the crew chief, walks back to witness this side-by-side semifinal battle in which one driver will advance to the final round. 2 good launches, but Latino is drifting to the outside of the lane, and it will be Vaughn Smith victorious, advancing to a final round yet again, and Dr. Moon says we'll take it.
This time we just didn't know if we were going to make it, had some extra help from other teams, and really appreciate that. And I want to make a plug for Power Rocks. They're sponsoring this deal, and we got to say something about all the sponsors that, you know, get behind us with this deal, because it's tough enough to get an opportunity to race in NHRA, and when they make it possible, got to thank them.
And who will race Vaughn Smith in the final round here at Englishtown, New Jersey? It will be a Chevy Camaro versus a Ford Mustang to determine the other finalist. Jason Hamstra's Indiana Ford Mustang and Mike Janis's Chevy Camaro, which recently had some new pieces inserted.
Showed a little bit of slip going into high gear, so I think we were in trouble a little bit, so we just put the other tranny in just to be a little safe.
Of course, here at Englishtown, New Jersey, with some of the best atmospheric conditions on the entire NHRA season tour, these drivers are dealing with an awful lot of horsepower. In fact, sometimes too much horsepower. Jason Hamstra explains that sometimes less is more.
We change the timing curve on these cars mostly, you know, just take out some timing, and then just weakens the motor up a little bit, kills a little engine RPM and a little horsepower, and helps it to get through there.
In reality, Mike Janis can't lose this race. Not only is he in the semifinal round, but Jason Hamstra is running one of his engines. And a red light start for the New Yorker. I don't think anybody saw that coming. By almost 0.2 of a second, Janis leaves too soon. And the injector blades on Hamstra's Mustang were closed from the half-track point on, and that's why.
Got to thank Mike Janis and crew for the horsepower and all the help this weekend. We've been thrashing a lot, and they've been helping, so really appreciate it.
The thrash isn't over yet. One more time to go, brother.
I hope so, man. I don't know what we got left. We'll have to look.
Young Jason Hamstra will take on Vaughn Smith, but don't kid yourself. Smith may be well known. Jason Hamstra is just as tough when it comes to previous wins.
ProMod 101 is brought to you by Precision Turbo and Engine.
Harry, a lot of people know Precision Turbo. They know your car is turbocharged, but you also make fuel injectors.
Yes, we do, and this is a patented injector, 550-pounder at its base pressure. We use these as a secondary injector that work very well with our primary injector. This is a 225 pound per hour injector. Together, they make about 1,000 pounds per hour when we ramp the fuel pressure up to 95 PSI base pressure is what we run in these race cars.
Now, some of the guys not necessarily turbocharged may run these injectors.
Yes, most of the nitrous guys are running this 225, and some of them might even be running the 550 as a secondary.
See, there you learned all about fuel injection. They use them both with the nitrous cars and their turbocharged cars.
The final two drivers here at Englishtown, New Jersey to determine this NHRA event's Pro Modified winner. It'll be the Alanabi Camaro and Jason Hamstra's Ford Mustang. Vaughn Smith, who has won in everything from Pro Modifieds to supercharged alcohol funny cars to supercharged dragsters. But Jason Hamstra, although not as well known in NHRA competition, has been a big winner in other series of Pro Modified race cars. They leave the line, but problems for Jason Hamstra, and this is going to be a big victory for Vaughn Smith and crew chief Dr. Howard Moon.
Ricky Smith says last time at Atlanta, he's like, you know, I didn't know if I was going to get another one. He's at 60. Well, I got news for you. You don't know if you're going to get one at 50, 40, 30, or 20 either. So thank Jesus Christ. It's cool.
Despite losing in the opening round of competition, Ricky Smith still leads the point standings for the NHRA Pro Mod Championship. On behalf of myself, Brett Kepner, Ted Jones, and Brian Lones, see you next week.